So I have been posting my thoughts and my stance on this, but I haven't spoken directly because I don't know what to say.
2020 has not been the best year for Ellen DeGeneres. While it may have started out fine with her show going strongly, the moment that the coronavirus hit and she had to start doing things from home, it seemed as though various accusations and complaints have been filed against her and her lead staff. And it hasn't gotten better in recent weeks. In fact, it's only getting worse. Because of that, many are wondering and hoping that the show will get canceled. Allow us to show you 8 reasons why Ellen DeGeneres is canceled. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Do you want to win any of these items on your screen? If so, be sure to watch the whole video, leave a like, and comment the hidden message. And with that being said, let's get right into the video.
Number 8. The senior producer firings. To be clear here, one of the biggest things that hurt Ellen and her show wasn't just the accusations against her, but against her senior staff. A massive expose about the Ellen Show was done via BuzzFeed, and many former employees spoke out about the various people in charge, all men for the record, and how they would mistreat the staff, especially African American women, with demeaning jokes and refusing to hear complaints about them or others on staff. Well, now there's been kind of a reckoning on that front. 3 senior producers, executive producers Ed Glavin and Kevin Lehman, and co-executive producer Jonathan Norman, have been ousted from the show in a reveal by Variety. These names are important because some of them were named specifically in the complaints via BuzzFeed. How does this apply to Ellen being canceled? Well, these people were under her watch and clearly she thought they were doing a good job as she kept them in charge. Now yes, this overhaul might be seen as a way to clean the slate, but as one former employee noted, it's Ellen's name on the show. She's responsible for everything that goes on there whether she wants to admit it or not. And that can lead to her getting canceled, if not for her other behavior. Number 7. She apparently used to bully a kid. The other major problem that Ellen is facing right now is that she's dealing with a bashing of her brand. Not just because of her antics on the show, but in her life in general. She apparently is not the nice person that people see on daytime TV. And the staffers in the BuzzFeed article mentioned earlier even said that it was all an act for the show to help get more exposure. Stories have been coming out about her past, and they reveal a lot of things about her, including how she used to treat people before she was ever really famous. Ben Gravelet says DeGeneres, who would have been in her early 20s at the time of this story, worked for his mother's recruitment agency while he was a child and would routinely insult him. She would criticize my weight, he said. I would try to do homework in the office and she'd call me stupid, she'd call me fat, she would criticize my clothes. I was just a boy and this was a grown woman who took pleasure in seeing me become visibly upset. I don't think there's any excuse for it. I was a defenseless kid. What could I have told her back? It has an effect if someone in a superior position to you, who's much older, says, "You're fat. You might want to lose some of that weight, chunky boy." I was always self-conscious about my weight, and it made things worse. This is horrifying. Who does that to a kid? It's one thing to encourage weight loss, but fat shaming? And don't forget, Ellen is known for having all kinds of kids on her show, so this further plays into the face on television versus face in real life. And on that note, her impulses go beyond just insulting kids, apparently. Number 6. Don't talk to Ellen. Many people have stepped forward and said that when Ellen is on site, no one is allowed to talk with her. Even going so far as to say that if she's in a certain room, people need to clear out for one reason or another. You could say that she just wants her space and all that, which would be fine to a degree. But as other stories about Ellen arrived, the picture got painted more in the light of her being a control freak more than anything else. Neil Breen, who's worked as a producer when Ellen appeared on Australia's Today Show, said she left staff on his program walking on eggshells around her. The producer called us aside and said, "Now Neil, no one is to talk to Ellen. You don't talk to her, you don't approach her, you don't look at her." He added, "She'll come in, she'll sit down, she'll talk to Richard, and then Ellen will leave." And I sort of said, "Are you fair dinkum? I can't look at her?" I found the whole thing bizarre. Breen said he had to ask Ellen's staff to stop laughing at her jokes because it was interrupting the recording. "I have no idea whether she's a nice person or not. I wouldn't have a clue," he added. "But I can tell you, the people who work with her walked on eggshells the whole time. We're there to do an interview to promote what she's doing, but you can't look at her? Someone get real." And that was on a show she was a guest on. Imagine how she treats staff on her own show. Oh wait, you don't have to. We know that one too. Number 5. The Queen and the Peasants. There were 2 major complaints that really started off this whole deal with Ellen and her show possibly getting canceled. The first one that was made public was from a while back and then brought back to light with other accusations, citing that Ellen would create a very tense and non-friendly work environment, in which she, in the words of the accuser, treated everyone like peasants. While there are certain tiers in a workplace, it's because of rank, not royalty feelings. And even then, that doesn't mean you wield your power to demean your cast and crew. In the internal investigation that led to the firing of the producers, it was pointed out that Ellen did indeed use her power to shift timetables that alienated a lot of people, including celebrity guests who were on her show. Ellen promised to stick to original timetables in the next go-around, but whether that's true remains to be seen. Because as we've shown, she likes to be in control of everything that happens, even when that's not possible. Number 4. The coronavirus incident. The other major complaint about Ellen that really served as a catalyst for everything that went on was the coronavirus hurting the show. Because in February, everything was going fine for the most part in terms of production. But then, in March 2020, the coronavirus hit the United States hard, and it caused pretty much all talk shows to work from home in order to be on the air, and that included Ellen. Naturally, she made it work and she wasn't off the air for too long. However, the cost of this was that her dedicated staff had no idea about their employment status, the money that they were owed, and more. As if that wasn't enough, Ellen hired non-union workers to do her show at home, which left her dedicated staff at home basically doing nothing. Now, to be fair, this was eventually resolved and the workers got their pay and promise of work. But the fact that this happened at all is pretty sad. Number 3. Can we trust Ellen again? Scandals in Hollywood and in celebrity life are nothing new. Heck, just in the last several years, we've seen some that have truly rocked the world as we know it, including the Me Too movement and the Speaking Out movement that happened earlier this year. But while it's always good to see people getting their due for doing very bad things that should never have happened on set or beyond, the case of Ellen is still open in terms of how she personally will be affected. Though in truth, she's already been affected, as many of her long-term fans have turned on her because now they have seen the true Ellen. And that's the thing right there. Ellen built her brand in regards to her daytime talk show and beyond on the mantra of be kind. And yet, as the former and current employees have noted, that's not what goes on in regards to the set and how people are treated. So even if Ellen somehow gets out of this all unscathed, will fans ever truly trust her again? We doubt it, and that could affect her in various ways that goes beyond basic ratings. Number 2. The Ellen brand. Don't forget, Ellen isn't just a host on one show, she's a brand. A very popular one too. Her endorsement deals for her shows are massive and lucrative for both sides. Sources close to Ellen noted that she wasn't afraid so much about her show getting canceled as much as these accusations were going to hurt her brand, and you could argue that it already has. In fact, some insiders were saying that Ellen might just end the show to ensure her brand survives. Wouldn't that be a twist of fate? Number 1. Is Ellen truly canceled? Whether Ellen's daytime talk show gets canceled is something that honestly is up in the air. The releasing of the producer seems like an olive branch of sorts to show that things are happening, that people should be happy, and thus the show can still go on. Plus, given the money that Ellen's show brings in as mentioned, means that WB would need to really be sure before going full tilt on canceling her. But you never know. Allegations are still being brought up, and who knows where this all will end. So, what did you think? What did you think of this look at Ellen DeGeneres and why she might indeed be canceled? Do you think that these reveals and events are going to get her taken off the air for good? Or do you think that she'll just bounce back? Do you have even more evidence as to why she should be canceled? Let us know in the comments below, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.
A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's really your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. Go for it.